Good morning. This is View from the Pew. It's Thursday morning, July the 25th, 2020, and we're looking at the commands of Jesus Christ. Remember, the reason we're looking at these commands is because if you're going to be a follower of Jesus, you need to know, apply, and teach these commands to others. It is a staple of discipleship. It is the core of your discipleship curriculum. So I want to give you a command today at the end of Matthew 7 that is what I would call an implied command. We give implied commands to our children all the time. For instance, if I look at my child and I say, if you don't clean your room, you're not going anywhere. I haven't told her specifically clean your room, but I've made a promise that has an implied command to it. Or if I say, if you'll clean your room, we'll go somewhere to eat. We use this as positive, negative reinforcement, and this is what Jesus does with regard to this command. If I were to give this command a name, it would be this. Don't just hear what I'm saying, do it. Don't just hear what I'm saying, do it. And here's why. Here's what he says at the end of Matthew 8. Therefore, whosoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man which builds his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon the house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon the rock. And everyone that hears these sayings of mine and does them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, which has built his house on the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. And that was the end of the Sermon on the Mount as Matthew shares it. But he's talking about these sayings, these commands. And really, sayings can include more than commands. Even these promises he's made, these implications like on how to pray and all these different things. So he's pointing back to this whole message of Matthew 5, 6, and 7 that deals with so many things, from shining your light to the world to how to deal with anger and keeping your word and praying for your enemies and rejoicing when things don't go your way, how you should fast, how you should pray, seeking God's kingdom first, seeking God for help, asking, seeking, knocking, constantly pressing against God for wisdom. Look at yourselves first when it comes to judgment, but judge rightly. And talks about entering that straight gate and watch out for false prophets. So all of these things, Jesus sums them up and he says, take all this, if you'll not just hear it, but if you'll do it, if you'll apply it to your life will be changed. Because here's the deal. This is what Jesus is saying. The storms are going to come. Whether you do my will or not, the storms are going to come. Because that was true for both of these folks. The rain descended, the storms came, the floods came, the winds blew, for the one who built on the rock or the one who built on the sand. But here's the deal. The one who built on the rock was able to withstand the storm. So, the storms are going to come. Obeying Jesus does not mean that you won't have storms. But it does mean you'll be ready for them when they come. So obey the commands of Christ. Look back through Matthew 5, 6, and 7. Listen to them on an audio Bible. Read through them out loud. Think about, look on this Facebook page or even my own YouTube page. Look under John Reed, and many of those commands are there. And I just want to encourage you. Know, do, and live out the commands of Christ, and you'll be building on a solid rock. Pray God blesses you on this beautiful Thursday. Praise God for the rain we've received, and I pray that you will be faithful, if possible, to be in God's house Sunday. If you can't, that's fine, but follow along online as if you were there. So God bless.